All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman here in the barbershop. Once again, another beautiful Sunday. That's like 11 beautiful Sundays in a row. A little bit of housekeeping for you guys. I took a poll, and the overwhelming answer was they want us to move our uploads back to Tuesday.
All right.
And I asked because what I noticed was, for a little while we were doing Tuesdays, and I noticed that our YouTube videos that got uploaded on Tuesdays were at like 100-something views.
Uh-huh.
And then as soon as we went to Wednesday, they started getting like 20 views.
Okay.
And I think that has something to do with it. And the podcast listens kind of did the same thing too. They weren't like declining. They like got knocked down and then stayed at that level.
Okay.
As soon as we switched to Wednesday. So I'm going to switch back to Tuesday.
The people have spoken.
Yeah, my dad's going to love it, especially my dad. He's been like, Wednesdays don't work for me, man, because he's driving on Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, so that's that. We're going back to Tuesday. What's up, man? What you been up to?
Chilling, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, always chilling.
Hey.
I had a great Sunday though. It was my niece's birthday party day, man.
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
Went bowling, man.
You
Family, man.
You like bowling?
No, man. And I had to explain that to him today. There's two things I don't do, and that's shoot pool and bowl.
You don't play pool?
Nah.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know. I just never got the motion.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Bowling, I don't know. I guess I was scared of looking stupid.
Oh, you think bowling makes you look stupid?
Just kind of, you out there flailing everywhere and shit. And I just never got the hang of it. I'll go to drink a beer though.
Yeah, that's cool. Get some nacho fries and shit like that.
Yeah, I had a good time in there today. It was a trip.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, again, usual Sunday. I have a lot to do. I don't get around to a lot of it. You know what, though? I was wrestling with my fucking toilet for a while today.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, because the joys of home ownership, It's
Yeah.
we had plans today. Like, we were supposed to go over to Grandma's house for dinner today. Sorry, Grandma. We didn't make it because, I walk in the bathroom and there's water all over the fucking floor.
Damn.
And it's like, well, there goes everything I was planning on doing today. This is going to take all my attention.
Get it fixed?
Yeah, it was just like the seals on the inside of the tank. They just got all fucking gross. They turned into like mush.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah, so yeah. I was going to ask you about that. I was thinking about it. I was like, we should talk about this on the podcast. You into like doing housework, like fixing stuff up around the house?
I know how. Yeah, I know how. I have a 13-year construction history.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I've done a lot. I know how. If I really, really have to, I'll go get the tools, get the materials. Yeah, I'll make it happen. Mm-hmm. It's just we don't own our home right now, so I don't have to do that.
Yeah, there's the difference right there.
But we are looking for a house right now, man, and it ain't fun.
Yeah, how's that going?
It ain't fun
at all. Huh?
It ain't fun at all, man. I mean, I thought, get approved, go get a house.
Yeah,
It's not that at all, man. I'm like, wow. We were losing sleep there for a while.
Really?
Yeah, we had to tell each other, just calm down. It'll come. We'll be able to get the one we want. You know what I mean? And then we see the one we want, and it's pending. And then I'm like, oh, my God, this is just not what we thought it was going to be. So we stand back a little bit, regroup, and go back on the hunt here.
Taking a little break.
Take a little break from it. Just stop looking, you know what I mean? We're frying our brains, man. I'm driving around. For sale signs just popping out at me when I've never, and I'm like, damn, there's a for sale sign everywhere. So, we just kind of chill out right now, kind of relax. It's not a good time right now.
Yeah, it's not. Buying a house is pretty stressful anyway.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then, like you said, once this is yours. These problems are yours.
Yeah, it's your fucking problem now. So, yeah.
All these problems are yours. So, just thinking about that and everything. And I was like, wow, But like I said, I can fix it. I can do it. I can make it happen.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a relaxing thing to do. Like when you know how to do it. Like I've changed out the floors in a couple rooms in our house.
Right.
Laid down like the vinyl plank stuff.
Right.
It's like all waterproof and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ripping out the carpet, ripping out the linoleum in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's work.
Laying down some floors, but it's kind of nice because it's like you just.
It's yours.
Well, and you're just doing the same thing like over and over again for like, and it's just enough work that it takes enough of your brain power that you can't like think about shit.
Right.
So you just spend all day like putting a floor down, and then before you know it, it's 10 p.m. and your floor's done, and you just feel good about
just
yourself.
Admire
Man.
it.
Yeah, you
standing there naked in your kitchen, like
this looks nice, man.
Yeah, I've laid a few floors.
Have you?
Yeah, we did it.
Fun.
We did a lot of the work in our barbershop.
Oh yeah, you did.
You know what I mean? My dad used to always tell me, if you're gonna go into business for yourself, make sure you pay yourself first. Make sure that you can benefit off of it first. So I always kept it in my mind that we didn't hire anybody. We did the walls, we did the floors, I even did a little bit of plumbing over there. You know
Really?
what I mean? Yeah, you know, so,
Damn.
you know, kept all that money in our pocket. And even when we moved here, you know what I mean? I mean, we did a lot of this work in here. So, you know, I never had to pay anybody to do it. You know what I mean? So, thankfully, I do have that experience.
Yeah.
And then knowing people.
Yeah, that'll help too for sure. Get you some.
It always helps to know
Some
people.
materials,
Drywall,
very cheap.
floors, plumbing, whatever.
Yeah, you have like that. Did we talk about that on the podcast? That Russian guy that was working on your gutters.
Yeah, Serge.
Yeah. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, he's. I haven't seen Serge in a while.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, you said he went bald, right?
Yeah, he went bald.
Okay.
He said, "Yeah, I don't need you no more." I'm like, all right. So,
Hey, that's respectable.
yeah, I talk to him every now and then. But that dude, that dude does it all.
Yeah.
They don't build dudes like that no more.
Yeah. So today, I've been thinking about this week for some reason. I kind of want to talk about masculinity.
Okay.
Because like I don't know, I just want to hear some of your thoughts about it. Because I'll tell you some extreme examples. I know of a person who won't eat peanuts because it sounds too much like penis, and
Oh, wow.
he's worried that if he eats peanuts, people are gonna think he's gay.
Oh wow, how
Yeah.
far did he make it in school?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know him that well. I just know of him. But there's dudes like that out there, man, that like are that worried about like looking gay. You know, like what do you
Masculinity.
Yeah.
Me, I value it. I don't walk around flaunting it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I don't walk around like I'm tough. I don't walk around like especially if I see a gay man, I'm not gonna, you know,
Right.
I'm not intimidated by that.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm gonna jeopardize my masculinity.
Absolutely.
Does that? You
Yeah, that
understand
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Then you got those guys, them, you know, just like your peanut guy.
Yeah, it's
That's just ill, man.
There's-
That's crazy as shit.
I mean, there's dudes that don't wash their ass because they don't want to spread their cheeks for the water to get in there.
That's
you know?
crazy
Like,
as shit.
just,
Man,
like,
you
straight
better
up.
get it. You better wash your
I
ass,
know, like,
homeboy. What the
how
hell you
fucking gross
talking
is
about,
that?
man? Nah, man. Masculinity, it can get a lot of guys in trouble.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of overcross.
Yeah, there's
crossover between
right.
masculinity and ego.
Right. And that's where I was going with it. I think a lot of it's ego, bro. The ego, especially these past 15 months, man. I've seen a lot of ego.
Yeah.
That ain't masculinity. You're not an alpha. That's ego. You know what I mean? The guy that thinks he can walk in the store and yell at the 16-year-old kid for not wearing a
Yeah,
mask. You know,
right.
that's ego. That
Yeah.
ain't masculine to me, man.
Yeah, there ain't nothing manly about that.
Nah, masculinity, to me, it has nothing to do with being tough.
Yeah, that's true.
It has nothing to do with being tough. It's I got so much going on in my mind about that right now. But yeah, it ain't about being tough.
Yep.
It ain't about walking in somewhere like I'm the baddest motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not about everywhere you go trying to knock somebody out.
No. Because I know some gay men that'll beat your ass.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of gay men out here that you would never know. You know what I mean? And he'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Right.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can't just walk up on somebody and think, oh, he's gay and I'm masculine, I'm going to win. Nah, brother. It ain't going to work like that. But I consider myself an alpha male.
Okay.
And it's gotten me in trouble a lot. But I don't look down on anybody because they're not, you know, and not all men are alpha males, you know, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. But I don't think masculinity is toxic at all. I know there was a hashtag going around that masculinity is toxic.
Yeah, toxic masculinity is the word for it now,
It doesn't exist. How can that exist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's egotistical motherfuckers.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
definitely.
That has nothing to do with being masculine.
Oh, okay. So like the toxic masculinity stuff, you're saying it has nothing to do with
Yeah, that's
masculinity at all. Okay,
Yeah, that's
I
the
got you.
ego.
I get what you're saying.
They're just using. It's just the wrong hashtag for it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on it?
I don't know, man. I think it's kind of silly to be that worried about somebody thinking you're gay.
Yeah,
Because like, why do you even care?
gay people have been around here for years, bro.
Well, I mean that, and like for me to be worried that someone was gonna think I'm gay, I would have to think being gay is a bad thing, and I don't. You know, like
yeah,
I don't associate it with anything negative.
Yeah,
you know?
why
Like,
and why would you associate it with being bad?
well, yeah, and it's like, so what? Like that dude, I order like a frappuccino instead of a black coffee, and it's like,
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I don't give a damn. I'll beat you up, dog.
Yeah,
I like some sweetness in my coffee. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't care. Who cares, man?
Yeah, I hear that.
And why do I care what you think? You know,
I see that and I hear that a lot. It's like, dog, that's what you really think, huh?
Yeah, man. When I was in the Marine Corps, I used to get like Long Island iced teas and stuff instead of like shooting straight whiskey.
Right.
You know, and it's like I don't fucking like shooting whiskey,
I don't
bro.
want to get drunk right now.
and the Long Island iced teas, they fuck you up worse than the whiskey does anyway.
Yes, they do.
And they just happen to taste good.
Yeah, that shit's weird to me, man. I hate when people say that.
Yeah,
shit.
people don't want to get caught drinking a Long Island iced tea.
I got a pink shirt with some pink Adidas.
Yeah, some people would never do that.
And the shits fly.
Some people would never ever do that completely because they're worried somebody's gonna think they're gay, or they're feminine or whatever.
To me, a man wearing pink or purple, you saying something about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, pink and purple used to be like the colors back in the day. The pink and purple dyes used to be the expensive ones.
You saying something?
Yeah, they used to.
I'm highly fashionable.
Yeah, like royalty when their babies are born, the boys wore pink.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
I wouldn't look at a guy and say he got pink on, he's gay.
No, not at all.
I would say, well, yeah, it took balls to rock that today, you know what I mean? And he's fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's some stupid ass shit to even say, to even think.
I think you're right about it being more of an ego issue.
Yeah, it's all ego,
especially
bro.
I mean, especially in places like I feel like in prison, there's a lot of big egos in prison.
Oh yeah, definitely in prison.
Yeah, in the Marine Corps, there's a lot of big egos in the Marine Corps. Everybody there thinks they're the most alpha person that's ever been born. You know, so there's like everybody's just butting heads all the fucking time.
Well, I'll use myself. You know, all the shit that I've been in, you would think I would love fighting. You would think I would love boxing. You would think I would be an MMA fan. Well, in all actuality, man, I've done that shit so much in my life. I've had to use my hands so much in my life, man. I can't stand it. I can't watch boxing. I can't watch MMA. I don't like to see guys fighting on the corner. I can't stand that shit. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know what happened to me. You know what I mean? It's just I hate to see two people fight. I don't like it. Then you got those guys. Well, yeah, man, I've been in 100 fights. I'm 99-0 in the street. I'll fight anybody. And I'm like, well, that's not smart.
Yeah,
I wouldn't fight anybody.
Yeah, there's probably people I wouldn't fight. Man.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't just fight anybody. You know, those guys. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, you probably ain't never been in a fucking fight.
Well, and it's like, what are you trying to prove, man?
What are you trying to prove?
Yeah, like, why do you think I care?
Why do you think I care? Yeah. That's what it is. That's toxic masculinity.
Right.
Okay, that's toxic
Okay, there we go.
masculinity.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
I think that's fair. I'd agree with that.
That's-
And it's like everywhere, man. Like I've been back in the day when I used to go to bars. There was dudes in bars like that couldn't wait to tell you that they've been to prison and they'll kick your ass. And it's like, dude, why do I care? Like I'm just trying to,
you know what I mean?
I'm just sitting here enjoying my night with my friends, and you got to come over here and tell me you were in prison. Like,
and people don't need to know that. I mean, I talk about it on the show, but you know, hopefully, I'm helping people, you know, with some similar stories go a different route.
Yeah, it's a little different when you do it. You're not like flexing your prison time as
I've been in the joint 3 times. I'm actually fucking embarrassed
to
tell people I've been to prison because I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing to tell people that I've been to prison 3 times, and I hate that I still have to. That's still a part of my story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Then you got the guy like, oh, I've been to prison. I'm like, man, what the fuck, bro? What does that even mean?
Yeah, nobody cares.
It means you got caught. What the fuck you was doing? You know what I mean? And that's all it means. It doesn't mean you're tough because you were probably quiet as a church mouse in there. You know what I mean? I've seen some of the biggest, you know, most hardcore gang members on the street, but then come in there and they're going to church every Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, it's kind of the same way in the Marine Corps too, almost like when dudes who have been like combat Marines get out,
right?
Like they look like the Big Lebowski, like they grow their hair out, they grow their beard immediately, they stop going to the gym probably, they you know they look like the Big Lebowski pretty much. and the dudes who never deployed, the dudes who never been outside the country. They get out and they keep their high and tight haircut,
tip top,
and
shade.
they keep wearing their Marine Corps T-shirts.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah,
huh?
But normally, like the dudes who into Fallujah and stuff like that, like they don't.
I'm done with it.
Like you can never tell.
I'm done with it. I like that. Yeah,
and it's like I got out of the Marine Corps for a reason too. Like I don't want to.
I'm done with.
Like it's not. I mean, at this point, it's 4 years of my life, and it was over 10 years ago that I went in. So it's like I've been out of the Marine Corps for longer than I was even in the Marine Corps.
It's just a part of your life now.
Yeah, I mean, so why is that 4 years gonna define my entire personality for the rest of my life?
Exactly.
It's not like I'm not gonna keep getting the high and tight haircut.
Why?
I'm not gonna keep shaving my beard.
Right.
For what?
I'm just gonna get rid of that whole look. And like I said, when I got out of prison, man, I cut my hair off, man, and just I quit wearing those Dickies, and you know, I just the whole, because I don't have to walk around like that. I don't have to prove whether I'm tough or not, or prove to you whether I'm gay or not, because I got some pink shoes on, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'll stomp you out in these pink shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's the big mindset flip. It's like, why do I even care what you think, bro?
I don't care what you think.
Yeah, like why at any point in my life did I care what other people thought? You know, like I don't care. Like when sometimes my wife drops me off at work and I turn around and I'm blowing her kisses, and you know,
hell yeah, that's my honey, dog.
I'm waving by, and she's like, aren't you ever embarrassed that you do that? I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't
man.
give a shit what these people think.
Yeah, people are gonna find out that I love my wife. Like, how horrible.
When did people start really caring though, man? Cause
yeah, I don't know.
It's really throwing off good humanity, where too many people care about what too many people think about them, and I've been accused of not having any feelings.
Really?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm very, 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 very passionate about people.
Yeah, I've never gotten that vibe from you at all. Like,
yeah, I'm like, huh? I'm like, but it's just I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not detrimental to my survival or yours. I don't care. So you have no feelings. It's just like I don't have to care about everything.
Well, and people think you saying you don't care is like talking shit, but it's like, no, like I don't care. Like I'm not mad about it. I'm not happy about it. Like it's completely neutral.
I ain't in the race.
That's all it means. It's like it means nothing.
I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody hurt. I don't want nobody dead. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not in the race.
Yeah, people take you not caring as like the negative.
Yes.
As you hating.
I'm just not in the race, man. Now, if I had some knowledge about it and it seemed interesting to me, maybe I'll come check it out on the sideline before I jump into your party.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a process to it. You're not going to say, hey, you should be happy about this because I am. And I'm like, well, shit, I don't even know what the game is. I don't even know the rules to your game.
Well, see, and I think that's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't want to be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't have an opinion. Like if I don't know enough about something, I'll straight up say, like,
I'll straight up tell you.
Yeah, I don't know enough about this, and I'll look into it. And if I do, then we can talk about it. But until then, I don't have an opinion on it because I can't. And a lot of people won't do that. They'll take a really strong stance on something before they even know what anybody's talking about.
Yeah. And I don't care. You know, I mean, I hate saying the P word, but politics. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care who you voted for. I ain't mad at nobody for whatever they did because I don't care. I'm not into the shit enough.
Yeah, that's why we don't talk about it.
That's why we don't. That is probably the number one reason why we don't talk about it.
Like, man, I don't know. I don't know what Biden's doing right now.
I don't know the language.
Like, I don't know. Like maybe you Google Biden's schedule every day. I don't. Man.
I don't.
I have no idea.
Well, my whole thing is, I mean, nothing's ever stopped me from doing what I wanted to do, good or bad.
Yeah.
No politician, no preacher, not a coach. If the mom wanted to go get that, I'm gonna go get that. It ain't got nothing to do with votes or left or right. I'm like, man, I see that shit. I want that shit. I'm gonna go get it. Period. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
Period. Point blank.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll tell you what though, Biden did get me a much better tax return than I was gonna get, and when he made Juneteenth a holiday, I got an extra day off.
Okay,
So far,
we know that.
Yeah,
we know that so far.
So far, Biden. That's +2 on Trump because Trump. I don't think Trump ever really did anything that affected me one way or the other.
One way or the other, I didn't give a shit.
But Biden did give me an extra day off, and maybe we should get a little political. Maybe we should talk about IKEA. Remember that shit I was telling you?
Yeah, that's a trip, man.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I guess IKEA, to celebrate Juneteenth, was about to make the menu for their restaurant and their store fucking fried chicken and watermelon and collard greens and shit, and they're calling it soul food. And then when they got in trouble, they said it was their black employees' idea.
Yeah. The brother did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was their idea.
Man, that man, ooh, who. I don't know what I don't had I worked at. I don't know what. Man, I'm stuttering. And I'll go back. I don't remember what year, and I'm really not into golf, but I remember this because I was watching ESPN. I think it might have been one of Tiger Woods' first few tournaments, or when he really started taking over. I think his name was Fuzzy Zeller. Oh, fat. Just didn't even look like a golfer, man. Just fat, sloppy dude, man. And he said on national TV, well, I guess the dinner tonight will be fried chicken and watermelon.
Jesus, man. And people thought it was funny.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I mean, damn. And people will just sweep it under the rug. Like, oh, they didn't mean to say that. Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's why they said it.
Yes, they did. They said it. They said it. They meant it. There's really no apology for that. You know what I mean? I take it from me. I really have a problem saying sorry, because if I hit you in your jaw, I kind of meant to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would never say I'm sorry. So these bullshit apologies for just blatant racism, man. I'm like, how can you just say sorry?
Yeah. And then, I mean, not even just say sorry, but say it was the black employees'
the black. Yeah,
fault.
come on, man.
Like, yeah, I find that one a little bit hard to believe there.
Yeah, that's just blatant racism, man. And it. Let's get on racism here for a minute while we're on it.
Yeah,
I deal with it in my own kind of way, and I just came to this conclusion the other day. I was talking to my cousin, man. We had a real deep conversation about it, and other than the system, you know, prison and being railroaded, and you know, I mean, I've never experienced just blatant racism in my face to where I knew. You know what I mean? It was always behind my back, you know, in the closet. Racism ain't going nowhere.
No, it's not.
It's not going nowhere. And for people to vote for this one man or vote for this one woman and think, oh, they're going to fix racism, you got to be out of your goddamn mind, because it ain't going nowhere. And if you by now, and this is not just for black people, this is brown, white, yellow, wherever you're at, and if you're facing it, if you don't learn how to go over it, through it, under it, or around it, then you're going to continue to have a problem within yourself, because the shit ain't going nowhere. That's just the conclusion that I came to the other day. And again, I'll add, I've never voted in my life. I've never registered to vote, nothing, because I don't give a shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? But here I am 10 years in business, sole proprietor. You know what I mean? Nobody's backing me. Nobody's, it's me and my wife, man, 100%. And it was just us through hard work. We did a paper route for 2 years, 365, rain, sleet, snow. We bought all the paint, all the materials. We did all our own work, man. And no politician, nothing has ever gotten my way. So, racism, like I said, if you don't find your way over or around it by now, then you're just going to continue to have a problem within yourself, man. Because they're not trying to make it go away. Yeah, they love creating conflict, one way or the other.
Yeah, and I think that's true for sure. There's definitely every time there's riots, there's definitely some shady shit. There's always like a white dude in like a hoodie, and he has a mask on before COVID, so having a mask on was weird. And he like walks up to a window and smashes it real quick and then runs off, you know? Yeah, there's always some weird shit like that.
Yeah, you always gotta pay attention to the little sprinkle, the sprinkles on the icing before they give us the show. You always gotta pay attention to that. There's always some sketchy shit that goes on before something happens.
Yeah, and honestly, right now the state of the world's a little crazy. There's like, it's like the whole Israel stuff, and I can't
see. I don't know.
I can't have an opinion on any of this. I just know it's fucking crazy. I just know this shit's wild. Russia and the UK are like talking shit right now. Russia's like, we shot warning shots at them and they ran off, and the UK's like, no, you didn't. You never shot warning shots at us.
What?
Yeah, they're having like a he said, she said.
Oh
thing
my God, man!
I
don't know. I guess I just don't know, man.
Yeah, and that's why I don't pay attention to any of it, because every time I do, it's like, holy shit! It's like, there's some crazy stuff going on. Man.
Yeah, right now, and we're gonna switch the subject a little bit. I'm kind of back at a tug of war with sports right now.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think in the middle of the pandemic, I saw a lot of superficialness. Is that a word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Superficialness?
I think so. I know what you're saying.
Where these guys, majority of these pro league guys are millionaires. And we understand your work stopped. Yeah, your games, you know what I mean? Everything stopped. But, we got real life people out here.
Yeah.
That were down to their last $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some players, they donated and they, did a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you dudes are millionaires, man. And y'all talking about you can't feed your family right now because the pandemic.
Yeah.
Where we got, regular Joe out here that, might have to take his family under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it just really pissed me off.
Yeah,
like,
it feels like they're a little out of touch.
You're way out of touch, bro. I mean,
sometimes.
come on, man. You can wipe out a whole block, and be good, and everybody can be taken care of. And you crying about because you can't play a couple games,
right?
That you're afraid you're not gonna be able to feed your family. Then you signed $30 million contract. What do you mean? Yeah. So I was like, man, maybe I can do without sports. And I'm back to that point now. Yeah, it's like, man, it's just too much money being passed around for a game.
Well, I mean, the whole time they were playing sports during COVID, it seemed like money was all it was about.
That's all it was about.
Like you're making these players stay in this hotel. Like you're going through all these extreme lengths, and the only reason you're doing it is because you're going to make $100 million every season.
Well, the owners.
Yeah.
The rich white owners,
you
know, who don't care about anything but their black players performing so they can continue getting rich. Right. Which is, I mean, this is probably some of the best basketball I've seen probably since the Jordan era in the playoffs. But the reason we're seeing probably every star player was injured one way or the other.
Yeah, LeBron was talking about that.
LeBron,
on Twitter.
I mean, they had no off season.
Well, they're asking to play less games.
Yeah, they had no off season. You know, these owners, they got get your ass back out there. You know what I mean? Pretty much. You know, and I'm like, man, I don't know where I'm at with sports right now, man. I'm just like, wow, it's
crazy.
It's really superficial, man.
Yeah, during COVID, it really seemed they're like, there's no fans. They're pumping fake fan noise into the stadiums. Like it just felt real fucking hollow.
For that almighty dollar, man.
For the COVID season. It really, really felt like all they were doing was putting on sports.
That's it.
Just to make money.
Just to make money.
Like the players borderline didn't even want to be there, it seemed like half the time.
Well, I mean, even the Black Lives Matter thing, you know what I mean? They made a couple T-shirts, made a couple videos, did a couple interviews, and now it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I call it a whitewash. You know what I mean? They whitewashed the NFL. They didn't really want to touch it. Baseball, I didn't really see it a whole lot, but the NBA, they took this stance. Now it's over. You know what I mean? It's you almost won't hear about it anymore. So I'm like, really, how much did they really have our back? Even though the NBA is probably 90% black.
Mostly black.
Mostly black, yeah. Well, what's the acronym for it? NBA, nothing but Africans. We used to have shirts back in the 90s. We had a homeboy in the hood that drew and it was the NBA logo, but he made him a black guy. Instead of saying National Basketball Association, it said nothing but Africans. It was real dope, man. I don't know what happened to homeboy, man, but he was real dope. He even used to draw Black Bart Simpsons.
Black Bart Simpson.
Yeah, man, it was real dope back in the day, man.
Right on. Yeah, very cool, very cool. All right, so another one of the topics on my wife's list of stuff that she wants us to talk about is pets.
Pets.
Yeah. Did you have pets growing up?
I had a bunch of pets.
Really?
I had a bunch of pets.
We had a bunch of pets too, but we never kept any of them until they died. So like to this day, I've never had a pet all the way until the end. so I have 3 dogs, and like I'm like terrified. Like some days I'll like look at them and I'll be like, fuck. Like I'm so scared of when you're gonna die, dude. Like I'm getting sad about my dog.
I know.
Yeah.
I looked at Bohannon the other day, and I got 3 pugs, and his beard's growing in, man. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, our dogs. Every time I look at him, it seems like more of their face is white.
Yeah.
My lab, his arms are all white now, and I'm like, man, when the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, I'm like, is my dude getting old, man? I can never rename another dog that name. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like, nah, there'll never be another Bohannon, man.
Yeah, and I'm noticing all these little things like that they do that probably no dog will ever do. Like they all have their weird little quirks and stuff, you know.
Yeah, dogs are a trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dogs
So
are a trip.
what was your first pet?
Woo, bro. My dad, again, my dad was crazy, man. He bought a turtle home.
A turtle.
Yeah. And we kept that turtle. He got big. He got huge.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was your first pet? A turtle?
Yeah, that was our first pet.
Damn.
Second pet, and if my mom or my sisters are listening, they probably go. We had a rabbit. Okay, I don't know where my dad used to get these fucking.
Yeah, so you didn't. I was
from.
gonna say I was expecting you to say cat or dog. That
No,
was
we
pretty
had
much
a
the-
rabbit, man, and it wasn't no bunny rabbit. It was some kind of
it was
rabbit.
one of those big ones.
It was huge,
Nice.
man. We would have. It was like a dog. We had to
Those
treat
are-
that rabbit like a dog, and when
those
our
are
friends
cool,
or company would come over, we would have to put him away. Man, he got about 2 feet tall. When he stood up, he was about 2 feet tall. Real chocolate brown, solid. We named him Coco, man. And he moved to two. I think we moved from one house to the other, and he survived with us. He stayed with us, man. Yeah, that was. Well, I can't remember what kind of rabbit my dad said that was.
Let me see. It's on the tip of my tongue, dude.
It was huge, man. That
I
rabbit was
almost
huge.
remember. My wife used to have a rabbit when she was younger. She likes rabbits a lot. I wouldn't mind having a rabbit.
Yeah, I
I think it'd
mean,
be pretty cool.
they're not really messy at all.
Really?
Nah.
I can't think
Nah.
they'd be shitting all over.
Well, yeah, you got to change the cage. Definitely.
Flemish giant rabbit, probably.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the only.
Real long ears.
These-
The ears were long.
Yeah, these are some big motherfuckers.
Yeah, my dad bought home a fucking rabbit one year.
So how long was it until you had like a normal pet, like a dog or something?
Probably in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I
So you
didn't
had
get my first dog probably in my late teens, early 20s.
so you had a lot of pets growing up, but none of them were dogs
Yeah,
and cats.
had
Shit.
we had some convicts. My mom loved fish tanks, and she had convicts in there.
What are those?
They get huge. As big as the tank, as long as you switch out your tank as they grow, bro, they can get that big. They can get about, probably as long as you let them grow.
Oh, they're like white with black stripes.
Yeah, and that's why they call them convicts,
Gotcha.
man. And they will piranhas stand no chance against those.
Really?
No.
I have never heard of these things.
Then there's another. She had a Oscar, and they get huge. Piranhas, it might take two to take out one.
Damn.
Oscar, but a piranha versus an Oscar, piranha stands no chance. And then comes the piranha. I had a black piranha once.
You had a piranha?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
Yeah.
Where do you get a piranha from?
I can't really say
Yeah,
where I got it from.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say
because
feel free.
it wasn't supposed to have it.
Yeah.
But the fish was tough, man. He would jump out of the tank, man.
Really?
Yeah, and I had some. I think it was some Tylenol, some Advil, or some kind of pills. And my son, he was a little dude. Thankfully, he didn't take any of them, but I don't know if he thought it was fish food, so he put the whole pack of pills in my fish tank. Man, I'm like, oh man,
No
he killed my
shit.
fish, man. I paid a couple dollars for this fish. So
Yeah.
I'm up, like he's my kid. I'm putting my son down, and I'm watching my fish like, oh, he's still swimming. And I fell asleep, and I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna wake up, my fish gonna be floating, man. Nope, woke up the next
good.
day, and I'm like, oh shit, oh shit. He ate a whole pack of Advil, man, and it didn't kill the fish. Yeah, that fish, man, I love that fish, man. But I had to get rid of him, man. He kept jumping out of the tank, freaking me out.
He would just shoot up out of the water. Just,
Pow! I'm like, oh my God. One day I came home and he was flapping around on the floor, man. Luckily I came home, man. So yeah, I had to get rid of that fish.
couldn't put a lid on it.
No. After he got so big. Nah, man, that dude had a couple chinchillas.
Did you? I heard those are fucking mean.
Yeah, don't ask me why.
Yeah, I heard they like throw shit at you at night.
Yeah, you can't.
It's
It's not an animal you can open the cage and say, "Here's the food." No, nah. And their eyes, man, and their heads like like an owl. You know what I mean? I had one in the cage, one up here, man, and they just started. I was just like, nah. I had to get rid of them. Yeah, I've had some weird shit, man. I didn't get a dog probably till I was 21.
I haven't had anything weird like that. We had a bunch of dogs and cats and shit growing up. and then we'd have to get rid of them for one reason or another, and then eventually we would get some more. So yeah, I've never had one all the way through.
Black families, man, they wasn't really about dogs and cats. At least my
Really?
mom, no, not my mom. My mom, cats, no. I think my mom would have had a dog before a cat, but black families, a lot of black families, man, they ain't playing that dog and cat thing.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of black families.
Get fish or what? What do they have? They just don't have pets?
No pets.
Damn, that would suck.
Yeah.
I love dogs, man.
I do too.
I can't live without dogs, dude.
But being in the hood, I once was chased by a German Shepherd, man. I had my fresh pair, I think I had a fresh pair of Lottos on for the sneaker freeze, if y'all remember Lottos. Had the fresh Lotto sweats on, man, and I came around the corner and the German Shepherd was sitting there. I remember the ground was still kind of moist. It must have had rain or something. It was like that movie scene where the ground's always wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember I just took off running because I knew he was coming, man. And I slid across this LTD Duke Boy style. And I slid right across the car, man, and the dog came right around there and just started licking me, man.
Oh,
so, you know what I mean? Not a whole lot. Yeah, just bad experiences in the hood, man. There was always that stray dog running around that would chase your ass down.
I guess now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this is like a harmful stereotype, but I guess now I'm thinking about it, black dudes usually are afraid of dogs.
Hell yeah. Get your dog, man.
Is that one true, I guess?
Yeah, that one's true.
That seems like a stereotype, but I guess that one's true.
Some stereotypes are true, y'all. Some are just true. I mean, it ain't. Like I said, I hate using the word soft. What can we replace with soft?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
As far as like,
we'll work on
as far as like people just aren't as hard as they used to be. Is that what you're saying? Like soft, like they get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, let's not get our feelings hurt so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, I guess that's what we can say.
Yeah. Yes. Soft sounds a little derogatory.
Yeah. I don't like using that.
Okay, so what made you want to get pugs? Why pugs? He has 3 pugs.
3 pugs, man. I got tired of big dogs.
Mm.
I just didn't. I had 2 pit bulls at one time. Then I had another one. I just got. Well, no. What was the law? I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, because I might have been the first dude that got almost arrested for letting his dog shit in somebody's yard and didn't pick it up. Okay, I'm not picking that up.
I mean, you got to.
I'm not picking that up,
You
though.
got to,
I'm
bro.
talking about like when the law first started. You know what I mean? This lady called the cops on me because I didn't pick up my dogs. I got 2 big ass pit bulls. That's about 12 pounds of shit.
Hey man, it's on you.
At what? 100 degrees apiece. Dogs, they run a little hotter than us, right?
Yeah.
That's 200 degrees worth of dog shit.
You gotta pick it up.
No, man.
You
And
got
I was
to.
like, I didn't pick it up. So I was like, you know what? I'm just tired of the big dogs, man. I'm tired of cleaning up big ass shits.
That's why I strap it to their backs after I pick it up. I strap it to them, and then
That shit just blows my mind.
like, dude, you carry it home, bro. You know, I'm not carrying it.
I'm not carrying. And
Yeah,
I see some people, man, and they just walking and this shit's just flapping in their hands. And I'm like, that's not going to be me, man.
Yeah, no, I tie it to their little harness. I tie it right on their backs,
That
man.
shit's so funny. To me,
And
man.
you can carry it home.
And some people go right in and they waiting and shit. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I don't do that, but you gotta clean it up. It's a nice thing to do, man.
That's why we got a big yard. I got a yard. They take the yard. They do their business, and then we go for the walk.
Yep, they don't stop at all. Damn, you're lucky. Our Chihuahuas.
I mean, they wet everything up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
they
do
marking
that.
shit, but as far as shitting in people's yards, no. Ever since my pit bulls, I know not to let them do that.
Yeah, one of our Chihuahuas, she'll stop and shit probably like 8 times if you let her. She's like, oh, gotta shit. Like sometimes we gotta walk like in the street so that she can't find any grass to stop and shit.
Right.
She'll just like I put that picture up on Instagram a long time ago of her barking on those other dogs. And I had the shit tied to her back, and there's like 4 shit bags on there. It's all from her.
Little ass dogs shitting everywhere.
Yeah, shitting all over the place.
Yeah, I ain't with it. So I let them handle their business at home.
Yeah, I am a fan of little dogs now. I didn't used to be, but now that I have 2 Chihuahuas. I like them probably better than I've ever liked.
I like
any
being
other
able to
dogs.
pick my boys up, man, and walk through somewhere. You know, there's
Yeah.
a lot of dog friendly, establishments now. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
go down to Jake's, have a nice cigar, and set my boy down there. You know, they got a couple drinking bowls for him, man.
Right,
I like to be able to pick my boys up and roll around.
Yeah, that's cool. And at the risk of not sounding masculine,
You see?
I like
say something.
I
Say
like-
something to me.
I like to cuddle a Chihuahua.
Yeah,
I
man.
like to cuddle them.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of puppy love.
Yeah, sometimes one of the Chihuahuas is like Little Spoon. Sometimes me and my wife will be like, I'll be Big Spoon and my wife's Little Spoon, and there's a Chihuahua like even littler Spoon in there.
Pugs snore though, man. We can't do that. We tried it. We tried it, man. I thought a 235-pound man was in my closet, man. I'm like, oh no. And they got the smush face, so their breathing is kind of different than most dogs. Oh no. We ain't let we've had Bohannon now going on 3 years. He hasn't slept anywhere near our door, our room, anything since then. And now we got 3, so imagine 3.
Yeah, that's true.
No, man.
That's true. Every time we walk into your house, it sounds like one of them. I think it's Rakim. He's fucking screams.
Yeah, Rakim's a trip, man.
He doesn't even bark. He just wails.
That's a real fuck you right there, man.
Yeah.
He's the littlest one, and I'll tell you why he's like that. We call him the quarantine puppy, okay? Because we got him a little bit before the real lockdown, before they really started locking everything down, where nobody could go anywhere. There was nothing open. So besides the walks up and down the street around the block, he doesn't see people. Like our other 2, they know the nieces, nephews, my mom, the neighbors.
Yeah, they were in the shop sometimes.
Yeah, in the shop. They were in the shop, but Rakim, he does not know people. So if it's not me or Jenna, he's coming to bite you.
Yeah, he is too. When we go over there, he puts his whole mouth around one of my fingers, and he can't bite though. Like, he's like
that flat face. Yeah, they can't really bite.
He's trying to bite as hard as he can, but it doesn't hurt.
He's coming to get a taste though.
Yeah, he's just gumming me.
I think I might leave him like that, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of dope. He holds the door down.
Yeah, he does. But then once we get in there, he had like some like little yellow toy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's for the people who don't know. There's quite a few animals that do it, but I know lions do it. When your dog brings you a toy or something, it's like they're submitting to you. They're saying, hey, what's up, man? Here, I bought you this. You know what I mean? You just take it. You know what I mean? It's a real big pug trait.
Yeah, so when we get there, he talks all that shit, but once we're there for about probably 2 minutes, and he's
touch this toy.
He's like, touch my toy. Don't take it.
Yeah, don't take it. Just touch it.
Yeah,
that's a trip, man. I love them dogs, man. Them is my kids, man.
Yeah. We had tons of dogs growing up. For sure. Tons of dogs, tons of cats. I'm hesitant to tell this story, but my grandma used to have this dog. It was a chow, one of those big like fluffy ones. Yeah, her name was China, but apparently, I used to eat the shit out of her dog food. I thought that I was like 5. I thought that shit was apparently delicious. Just snatching handfuls of the dog food. Man, I kind of still remember what it tastes like, honestly.
Who?
Yeah, not that good.
I couldn't imagine.
Not that good. Yeah, we had China. I don't even remember like the names of all the cats.
Chow-chows, man. Chow-chows are mean, man. Those dogs are mean.
Yeah, and then later on, I guess, because grandma had to get rid of it for some reason, but I guess that dog did something like save some kid's life or something. It was in the paper.
Really?
Yeah, my grandma has like the newspaper clipping.
That's odd, man. I know I could have it wrong, but no, those are Shar-Peis. Shar-Peis are not good with children. You don't want. Yeah, I think it's chows too, though.
Yeah, I don't
think chows really should be around kids, or that's what they say. Not my opinion.
Oh, ambulance.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I was eating his food, and it was nice to me, I guess. So.
What color was it?
Yellow.
Ooh,
like
the blonde
yeah, the blonde ones.
Those are very rare. I only knew one lady that had one of those.
Yeah, they have like the blue tongues.
Yeah. All of them do.
Very cool dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had that. We've had a ton of labs, probably 3 or 4 labs. One of my dogs right now is a lab. I think he's a pit mix.
Those are great dogs.
Yeah, he's super nice.
Those are great dogs. Always did want a lab.
Yeah, and then we had probably 6 or 7 cats at various points. My parents have a couple cats right now. Actually, I think they'll keep these ones for a while. My sister had guinea pigs.
Really?
My brother had a couple.
What is that?
My brother had a couple guinea pigs too.
What family is that from? Is it a marsupial?
I think it's a mammal, just a mammal. But I think they're native to like South America.
Okay.
I think in South America they eat them.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they might eat them down there because they're just like wild animals. They're just like running like rabbits, like people here eat rabbits.
Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah, we talked about different cuisines from different countries, and we have an older guy as a client Denny. I don't know if you've met Denny.
I haven't. No.
He's ex-Marine, Vietnam vet.
Oh, badass.
You know, and he's traveled. You know, and he said, you know, in Vietnam they eat dog. You know, and he's had some. He's like, when you know, in the jungle, you know what I mean, 30-something, yeah, you're going to eat that. And I'm like, yeah, I imagine you would. But he said, you know, they think we're weird because we eat certain things.
Yeah, in India, you eat a cow, you're a criminal.
Yeah, you die right now,
Yeah.
dead. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. I think I would starve in Vietnam. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't eat a dog.
I couldn't eat a dog.
I mean, obviously they have other stuff to eat.
Yeah, they got other
Vietnamese
stuff.
Vietnamese food's really good. There's a ton of really good Vietnamese restaurants. Not trying to knock Vietnamese food at all.
No.
Just specifically eating dogs.
In Vietnam. It's that's what they do. You know what I mean? It's on the menu there. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of places have made it illegal now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Vietnam's one of them, but a lot of places have made it.
I would imagine so by now. I mean.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to make an argument not to. You know, like really, like what's the difference between that and a sheep or?
Well.
You know, like
there was
like just because we like dogs, I mean,
right. There was a picture that I posted, and it's been a while, and you know, in Facebook, of course, they took it off, but it was several, you know, what do you call them, steak cut, you know, slabs of meat, right?
Yeah,
and it had the key on the back of it. And it says, tell us where the pork chop is, tell us where the steak is, tell us where the, you know, on and on and on and on. You know, and there were dog in there, some other animals and some other shit, you know what I mean? But they all look the same.
Yeah.
When you take it to the butcher shop and you put all the same cut on it, no matter what animal it was, it all looked the same.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, wow.
I want to argue that eating dogs is not cool, but like I really can't because it's not any less cool than eating anything else. Really.
Well, did you? And this is a true story. I remember I read this book when I was in lockup. It's called Alive. Did you ever see that movie?
Maybe it sounds familiar.
Well, it's about I think it was a Australian soccer team, or it might have been a soccer team from South America or something. Well, they're flying through the mountains in, I think it was the Alps or something.
Oh, it's starting to sound familiar.
Yeah, and they crashed.
Yeah.
Well, some died, but a lot survived.
And they gotta like eat each other.
And they had to eat each other. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, that'd be a tough decision.
That would really be a tough one, man. But I mean, you couldn't even imagine putting yourself. I mean, on the top of a mountain, the Alps. I think those are some of the highest, if not the highest.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Swiss Alps or something like that.
Yeah,
those.
I mean, they're tall.
They're mountains. You're stuck on a mountain.
Yeah,
period.
they're fucking tall.
Period. You're stuck on a mountain.
Yeah.
In the snow. In the 70s, I think that even happened in the 70s. So it wasn't like, you know, communication was, you know, what it is now. And you got your homie over here, who's dead.
I mean,
surrounded by ice, so
that's happened a lot of times.
It's probably happened more than.
There's been tons of like on like the Oregon Trail and shit. Like what was it was it the Donners, the Donner Party? They got like trapped in the Rockies and they had to eat each other.
Yeah, that did happen. That did.
It's probably happened tons of times.
More than we know.
Like people get trapped in mines. I bet it's happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Probably. It's probably happened like a lot of times.
I've been in some situations, but man.
Yeah, not one where I had to think about eating somebody.
Nah, man.
I never been that hungry.
Nah. that would take a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I've never really been in like a dire situation like that. We ran out of water one time in Afghanistan.
That's scary.
We were out of water for a little bit.
Yeah, that's scary there. That is scary. I mean.
But then we basically got a day off. They're like, you don't got no water, so sit where you're at and don't do shit, you know.
Do you hunt? Do you ever hunt it? Have you ever went? Me neither. Not once? You've never hunted? Me neither. Damn, we got two Nebraska boys that ain't never been hunting. We got to be the last two in this state.
I've never done it, man. I've never done it.
Nah, man, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm not really that interested in it.
I'm not interested in it. I can't kill an animal.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't doing nothing.
Look, okay. I'm going to tell a story. It's real bad.
Okay.
I was telling my wife about it the other day just because I like had to get the entire thing off my chest. And I'm like, maybe we'll talk about this on the podcast and maybe we won't. But so this is the only time I've ever like kind of hunted.
Okay.
So shit, my mic's about to fall off. I'm fucking with it. If you didn't notice, we got these cool mic stands.
Starting to look like a real show.
Yeah, real professional. So we were in Afghanistan, and we weren't doing shit. We were just sitting around, not doing nothing. And I had that. I talked about it a few podcasts ago. I had that Mark 12, which had like the scope on it and the suppressor, all that stuff. And we were bored, so we were just sitting there. And then these 3 donkeys were like over yonder, pretty far away.
Jackass.
Yeah, 3 donkeys. And my platoon sergeant's like, "Hey, you can shoot one of those if you want to." And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, cool, man. So like I've never been hunting before, but my understanding is you try to hit like behind their front leg because that's kind of where their heart's at. So if you can hit them like it's like in their armpit, I think. Okay. So I tried that. So my first shot at an animal, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna nail it, and I did. I nailed it, but so I sighted in on it. I aimed at its armpit. I shot, and it dropped immediately. And I was like, oh, thank God, that was easy. And then it picked its head back up and just started like screaming. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, man. And I'm like, fuck. That fucking sucks. Dang. And then I'm like, hey, can I take another shot at it? Like I'm aimed in on its head. I just want to put it out of its misery.
Right.
And I'm like, can I take another shot at it? And he's like, no, you better not. Because we like have to count all our bullets.
Really?
When we go in and come out. And then if one's missing, we got to like explain it. Yeah, shit ain't loose over there. Like you got to, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in a firefight,
yeah, then
you got to count your shells?
Well, afterwards, like when you get back,
Wow.
And then obviously they would know that those rounds were spent at the firefight. But if you leave and then you come back with 100 less rounds and there was no like, you didn't report like a firefight or something. Okay. Yeah, then they're going to be like, where the fuck did these rounds go?
Wow.
Yeah. So he was like, no, you probably shouldn't. So this thing's just screaming. So there's 3 of them I mentioned. I didn't mention my selection process. So I'm like, I'm going to shoot one of these. And so one of them was like a baby, real small. So I'm like, I'm not going to shoot that one.
Right.
And it was sticking really close to this other one. So I'm like, okay, that's probably the mom. And then I see the other one, and he's got a big old dick. So I'm like, okay, so that's the one I'm going to shoot because it seems the least fucked up to shoot the male. I don't want to shoot the baby's mom. I don't want to shoot the baby. So donkey. We're talking about donkeys.
Jackass.
Yeah, this is going to be taken out of context. Bad. We clipped this for Instagram the wrong way. Accidentally, we're talking about didn't want to shoot the mom, didn't want to shoot the baby, donkey. Yeah, so I picked the dude, but it didn't die. It was like I think I hit it like in the lung. It like shit itself. There's shit all over the place, blood squirting out of this hole, and so it's not dead. And we're like, how are we gonna kill this then? And we had all the vehicles had these axes on them, like fire axes.
What?
To get through some shit. Yeah, they're like strapped to the back of the door. Okay. And so they're like, well, we have these axes, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like I'm already feeling bad. I'm already having like a crisis about it. Like I'm not gonna go over there and hit this thing with a fucking axe. So someone's like, okay, I'll do it. So they drive over. This thing was like 500 meters away. So they drive over there, and they take a swing at it with this axe, but the axe is fucking dull. So it just like bounces off its neck, bro, and it just like screams louder. And I'm feeling horrible at this point. Like this is like I'm like I will never go hunting. This feels bad, man. This feels bad. So they're like, okay, now what are we gonna do? So they're like, oh well, we have this rope. So they tied the rope around the donkey's neck and then just drug it until it died, bro. And it was like the most horrible, like fucked up. Yeah, man. Yeah. And it was,
man.
Yeah. And it all started because someone was like, hey, you can shoot one of those if you want to.
Oh shit.
And I was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't usually tell people that story.
Yeah. That's a trip there.
But yeah, some people know that I did shoot a donkey. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of sense of humor.
A lot of people don't know the extent of it, but yeah, so that's
gotta have a little bit of sense of
humor. So I've never been hunting except that, and I will never go hunting because of that. I still think about it and feel bad and shit too.
My whole thing is I'm not going to pick it up after. I'm not.
Yeah, see, I'm
not bringing it. Man, I mean, I got plenty of homies, man, black dudes, white dudes that hunt, man, and they bring that shit home. String it up in a tree.
Yeah.
And I had to leave. I'm like, y'all really about to do that shit here?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I will never, ever, ever hunt in my life, ever. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. Lincoln's always been, like full of ethnicity, from Russian to Sudanese, Guatemalan, whatever, right? So even as a kid, I had friends from the Middle East, from Africa, from wherever, you know what I mean? Well, you know how you're over your buddy's house, and his mom might be making a grocery run, and, you just want to ride with him, right? You know what I mean? So you run over, Mom, I'm going to run with, to the grocery store. I'm going to just take a ride. Well, it was me and my homeboy, Bior, who's in Canada now. He was kicked out of America. Long story. But anyway, his dad was, I'm thinking, going to the grocery store. This is what they're saying. Going to get groceries. I'm like, all right, I'll roll with y'all. They had the big, classic, I think it was a Chevy Impala station wagon, right? I'm young, but I know my city very well. I know the grocery store my mom goes to, and we ain't going that way, right? We end up on a dirt road, and I'm like, whatever, along for the ride.
Right.
So we end up at this farmer's house, a goat farmer. There's goats running around everywhere. I'm a kid. I'm from Nebraska, but I've never been on a farm. You know what I mean? I'm not that kind of a kid. So.
Hey, me too, man.
So this is all odd to me. Well, long story short, his dad gets out of the car and goes and hands the farmer a few $100 bills and comes back to the car, and the machete to a lot of, especially Latinos, Africans, the machete is like the weapon, the tool, it's a multi-use tool. So he pulls out the machete and goes over to this goat. And I'm like, oh my God. That ain't the end of it, bro. In farms, and if you're from a farm, you probably know they usually have a sink set up out in that field.
Yeah,
they call it the dressing table. He goes and then wraps this all up in brown paper, man, and he puts it all in the back of the station wagon, bro. I rolled all the way back to Lincoln with my head in my lap because all this goat he just killed and chopped up and wrapped in this brown paper is like 2 feet behind my head, man. So I was like, oh no, that turned me off of hunting as a kid. I was like, I will never ever do this ever in my life.
Yeah, I kind of got one like that too in Afghanistan. Again, we stopped these dudes. Because we had to, every once in a while, we'd set up, a checkpoint, and we just searched every vehicle that came through, just, in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
So we stopped these dudes, and they had chickens, and we're just bullshitting, so we were telling the Terp, oh, yeah, tell them we like their chickens. And they're like, oh, you like these? And we're like, yeah, they're cool, man, they're cool. One of them grabs one of them and slits its throat, and then just hands it to us.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we're like, dude, we didn't want it. We were just saying,
what are we supposed to do with that, man?
We're just saying they were cool, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they thought we meant we like their chickens, we want one to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, cool, you want one? No problem. And he just pulls out a knife, and slits its throat, and hands it to us upside down.
I'm good, bro. I'm good on that, bro.
Yeah.
What was the movie? The original Red Dawn. What was it? Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Charlie Sheen, the original Red Dawn back in the 80s, man, when they had to go up into the mountains and they shot that deer and they drank the blood. I thought that's what you had to do.
Oh, like that? You just
thought
that's what hunting is.
Yeah, I'm like, that. I ain't doing that. I guess I'll never be hunting in my life. I always thought as a kid that's what you had to do. If you killed the animal, you had to drink the animal's blood. And I'm just like, well, I guess I won't be ever doing that shit.
I think some people do shit like that still. That's like some masculinity shit too. Like, hey, son,
wrong.
You need to take a bite out of the deer's heart. I think people do. I have heard stories of people.
And we got a new label for it. That is toxic masculinity right there.
Yeah, I know some people who said their dad made them take a bite of their first deer's heart.
Oh my God! And people wonder where COVID came from. Or was it the Colorado oysters, or what do they call it?
Oh, Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Come on, who thought of that? You're eating bull's balls?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Who thought of that?
Yeah, who wants to eat that?
Oh man, what was it? The show Naked and Afraid, where the guy ate the penis of was it an iguana?
He ate an iguana penis.
I think they caught a gator. I think it was a caiman that they caught on Naked and Afraid.
And he
fucking
ate its dick.
Yeah, and he fucking cooked it up and ate it. And I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you, man? ain't nothing cool about that.
All right. Well, on that note, that's an hour. So we're gonna get going. Check us out on Instagram, Always Chillin' Podcast, Twitter, Always Chillin' Podcast. Send us an email, alwayschillinpodcast@gmail.com. Like our stuff, subscribe, follow us, tell your friends, get them listening to us. Once again, I guess starting with this episode, we're gonna get them out on Tuesday again, which is fine. I moved it to Wednesday so I'd have more time to edit it, but I didn't do shit till Tuesday night anyway.
It's all good.
So I might as well do it on Monday night and have it out by Tuesday. But yeah, that's it. You guys have a great week. We will see you on the next one.
Doses.